everyone, I'm Jill Powell, and today I have my amazing mother here, and she is my beautiful model to show you how to do a beautiful eye look on mature skin. So we're going to teach you how to do your eyes.
Good.
And this is going to be an updated look. I think the last time I taught you was a long time ago.
I think you used retrospect on me.
Okay, that was definitely in the early 2000s because that's when I worked at MAC and that's when retrospect was popular. So we are going to change that up. I am going to show you and everybody at home how to create a youthful, beautiful, everyday look for a mature eye. So I love you, Mom, but you have kind of creepier eyelids. So you have a little bit of movement, a little bit of texture on her eyes. It's not horrible, but there's certain things you want to avoid. So let's just get started. So we are going to start out with an eyeshadow primer. This one is Urban Decay Primer Potion. I think you use the Smashbox one, right? Yeah. So Smashbox actually makes an anti-aging lid primer, which is amazing. So if you have any texture, if you're a mature client and you have textured eyelids, that one is awesome. I don't have that in my kit, so today we're gonna be using Urban Decay. I do like when we're doing an eyeshadow primer on mature skin, something that is more this kind of liquidy texture, so that it kind of smooths on really easy. It doesn't tug at the eye. So I'm just using a flat concealer brush. You can also use your finger at home if you're doing this on yourself. And you just wanna apply it from lash line all the way up to the base of your brow. This will just help everything to come out strong, not crease. So if you have any texture on your lid, sometimes you might get some creasing, helps absorb extra oils. So we're just gonna put a little bit all over. Okay, so I am going to start with a lighter color on her lid. And for this one, I'm choosing a matte shade. This one is Tempera, I don't know, in the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. And I'm using the Smith 256 brush. So I am going to apply this all over her lid and inner crease. And I'm gonna bring it up a little bit high, just because I want to really open up this inner corner. So I'm applying it in this entire inner area. Open. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to take a MAC 224. This one's actually like old school MAC 224, back when the writing was really big. So I have had this brush probably close to 20 years. And I'm never getting rid of it. All right, so I am going to take same palette. This one is Dusty Rose. So it's kind of like a mauve-y tone. And I'm just gonna go on the outer part of her eye and a little bit into the crease. So one of the things when you have a mature eye that you're working on, you don't wanna be super exact with like carving out a crease. It's best to kind of just create dimension with shading. So I'm shading and a very, very light touch. Like, right, Mom? How light is my touch right now?
It's pretty light.
It's pretty light. Because I don't want to disrupt the skin too much. I don't want to be like moving it back and forth. So I'm swiping inward and just kind of creating this shadow on the outside. Okay, so you had a question?
Yeah, how do you know which colors to use together? Like, I get a palette and I start, and I'll usually pick two colors that are similar to something I've seen you use on me before. And then I have a palette where I have two pots that are almost empty and everything else is brand new.
Okay, so that's a great question. When you have a palette, and not every palette, I mean, old palettes, it was like no rhyme or reason. Sometimes it was like every color known to man thrown in one palette. Now a lot of companies are working with looks that are synergistic. So for example, in this soft glam palette, you have this kind of bone color. That's a great brow highlight, lid, any type of highlighting color. Then you've got a lot of these medium tones. So depending on your tone of skin, like these two can be your transition shades. So it's almost like some of these are lid, but these ones can also be lid. But a lot of these colors do go together. A lot of brands will make products that are in colors that work synergistically, but a lot of times I do it visually. So anything in the same color family is gonna look good. So like you obviously have these rosy tones, and that's like your deeper one for the rosy tone. You can also use something more neutral with those roses. See how those two go together? But same thing, like this will go with the oranges and the reds. I mean, just kind of play around. A lot of times, if I haven't made up my mind, I will swipe a palette and put it on my hand and pick like 3 or 4 colors and see how it looks together. So if you're at home, maybe you can experiment that way. You're like, okay, let's see how this would look with this darker color and this lighter color. And then you can kind of visually see how it looks before you put it on your eye.
What's a transition color?
A transition color is, so transitioning from like your lid to your brow highlight. It's, just like that neutral shade. Okay. So right now we did that dusty rose, but I'm probably gonna go back in with a tiny bit of one of these. I don't wanna make it too orangey though. So just because of the color of blush I did on you, I wanna keep it kind of more in that like mauve-y tones. So we'll see, I might use a transition color from another palette, which is why I haven't done it yet. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I am just going back in with this dusty rose and accentuating a little bit more on this outer corner. And then I am going to bring a tiny bit in up high on this inner corner, just for balance. And then open. All right, so we're doing the same thing on the other side. This is that dusty rose color with my MAC 224, dropping it off on the outside of the lid, softly blending it towards the crease area, just kind of in a shape, not really being super exact with it, but just kind of creating some dimension on the outside. So I am going to use a little bit of this one, which is Incense from the Norvina palette, and this is gonna be like a transition color for you. But I'm doing it very light because this can show up kind of dark. So I just want to create a little bit more dimension up higher. But I don't want it to be too orange or too much conflicting with what we have going on. So just a tiny bit, that Incense color from Norvina palette. It's just a perfect transition color for what we were using. Okay, so now I'm going in with Cypress Umber, which is basically like a matte kind of chocolatey brown. And we've done this on you before, Mom. Creating a little bit of dimension on the outer corner of the eyelid is really nice because it creates separation between lid and crease. And when you have a lot of movement on the skin of the eye, you want to create that separation. So as you can see, I have placed it on the outside of the lid, and then I'm just going to blend up into this area, but I'm not creating like a line or a crease line. It's just kind of like a blob, if you will, because you want to just, you want it to, this is blob makeup, everybody.
You used to call it a pizza when I was young. Now it's a blob.
But basically, yeah, I mean, it is kind of like a little pizza, but you just want to create like sections. You don't want it to be too specific because as the skin moves, you just want to create dimension and separation. So we've got a little darkness there. Look, that looks beautiful. And that color is really nice. It's just neutral. It almost acts like an eyeliner. Chin this way. So then on the outer corner of that lid, dropping it off, pulling a little bit up, and then taking your blending brush, this one is the MAC 224, softening those edges. You can go back in with a little bit of that dusty rose or whatever your kind of outside color was, crease color, just to help blend it. But this just creates, again, separation from the lid and the crease. Notice all the colors I'm using on her right now are matte. You can use shimmer, but just know that shimmer is going to pick up texture. So you want to be careful where you're using shimmer. So for my mom, if I was using shimmer, I would maybe do it on like the lower part of the lid by the lash line to make that pop, but you just want to be careful. I know you like shimmer.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty, and that's fine. You can use, so I mean, you'll even use a shimmer in your crease sometimes too, right? Not as much? You stick
Not since you told me not to.
You used to.
I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, it just, anything matte is really timeless. It's not going to pick up texture. It's not going to pick up, you know, any crepiness or anything. So it can be beneficial if you know, if you're nervous to make mistakes. So now that we have her eyeshadows pretty much done, we definitely want to define the eyes with eyeliner. So as you age, sometimes your lashes get a little bit more sparse or your eyes look a little bit smaller. So eyeliner is really, really important. So I've chosen 2 shades of brown, one that's more matte, one that's a little bit, has like a little bit of a shine to it. And the reason why I chose brown is because black is going to be really harsh with her gray hair. She does have brown eyes, but you want to keep the look really soft. Sometimes black can actually age you and look really harsh. So depending on the mature client, because her hair is lighter and kind of that gray, I wanted to go for more of a brown. So, and what do you do at home? Do you do black?
Once in a blue moon, I usually use a brown, or I use there's an Urban Decay one.
It's like that kind of eggplant color.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty.
Rockstar, I think it is. Yeah.
So any of those like plummy tones are absolutely beautiful as well. So good choices, Mom. I've taught you well. Okay, so this is the Sephora collection 12-hour waterproof pencil, and this one's Tiramisu. It's a matte dark brown. So I am going to use this. Yep, go ahead and close.
Am I going to get a wing?
You are not going to get a wing. My mom forever wants a winged eyeliner.
I used to have wings when I was a teenager. Joanne and I were like the queen of the wing with the black liner and then the white liner above it.
Yep.
Oh, we were so good.
Yeah. Well, I love you, Mom, but
I've outgrown my wings.
You've outgrown your wings. Yeah. I mean, it would just be a little much.
A little much.
And with, you know, it would just,
I tried to draw one the other day and it doesn't go straight because
Yeah.
my skin is wrinkled, so it kind of like looks like a river instead of a wing.
That's the hard part is that like,
Meandering with a
yeah, it
river.
can, well, and as you smile, it can move. And then when you're relaxed, it can move. So
Yeah.
sorry guys, probably no wings. No wings. All right. So you're closing and I'm just going to lift up and I'm actually coloring in the roots of her lashes first. So I am tight lining and I know this tickles. Just let me know if you're going to water.
That's just my eye that twitches.
Oh my gosh, my eyelid has been twitching for like every night for like 2 weeks. This right eye, it like starts twitching. It's so bad. But we'll get over it. If you guys have any remedies for eyelid twitching every night around the same time, let me know. My mom says I'm stressed, but me stressed never.
After I retired, I stopped twitching.
All right, and I'm going a little bit thicker on her inner corner because it's just the way her eye is shaped. She needed a little bit thicker, so I can't really come up with an exact reason other than it's what it needed. It's very scientific, I know, guys. All right, other side, and I'm gonna put my other one down. I always hold too much. All right, so I'm lifting up and coloring in those roots of the lash with her eyes closed. Just making her, it's like bumping up her lash line, making it look nice and thick. We're not going to do lashes on you unless you really want them, Mom.
No.
And a little bit thicker on that inner corner. Open up. Okay. So now I do want to do, go ahead and close. I only did those roots of the lashes. So now I want to do a little bit of liner on the top. And I kind of want that like smudgier look. I don't want it like too defined, And close again. So I'm turning my pencil to the side and just kind of like slowly dragging it. It kind of gives that softer, smudgier look. Now I'm going to be taking that NARS Via Appia, which is one of my favorite kind of shimmery brown waterproof liners. Yep, you got it. We're gonna go underneath. Just give a little bit of definition. Right at her lash line. She's trying not to twitch so hard. She's like, that's okay, Mom. You're doing great. You're doing great. Okay, so I finished eyeliner and I felt that she needed just a tiny bit more transition. So I actually went back into the Soft Glam palette and took Mulberry just a tiny little bit, like ever so slightly, and just kind of blended the dark brown just to warm it up a little bit and create a little bit more dimension on this outer corner, just ever so slightly. So just to give a little added bump, a little added lift on the outer corners. Now we're gonna go into mascara. What's your favorite mascara? You try them all.
L'Oreal Voluminous.
Hey, old school tried and true right there. Favorite drugstore mascara is definitely L'Oreal Voluminous. Actually, there's quite a few I really like.
Well, I like the Givenchy, the one with the little round ball on the end. I used to get that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting L'Oreal because it's right there.
All right, look down. All right, this is gonna be funny. My mom.
I hate this part.
My mom does not trust me with a mascara wand. Everybody else in the world will trust me with a mascara wand to their eye, but my own mother.
Okay, so yeah, I'm the one who grounded you for life, and you have a sharp object in your hand, and you're coming at my eye?
Yep, exactly. Achoo! She's gonna kill me off camera. All right, don't make me laugh. So yeah, just look down.
You know what's gonna happen.
No, I don't. You're gonna sneeze or what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
I'm gonna use the mascara wand on your butt.
Oh my gosh, as a child, everything was my butt. If I got in trouble, I was like, Mom, I'm going out to the movies. She's like, I'm gonna go out to the movies on your butt. It was so funny. I don't know how she did it, but every single thing was on my butt. AKA, no, you're not allowed to do that or you get a spanking.
Yeah, but I never spanked you.
I know, you just threatened it. That's what moms do.
Oh, I said I was going to hit you with a wooden spoon, and I never could find one. And then when you were 12 and we redid your bedroom and I moved your bed, there were 6 of them.
I was a smart kid.
Behind the bed.
My mom can't spank me with a wooden spoon if I hide them all. I thought you found some in the center of your mattress too, like in the very center. No. They were all behind my bed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, what can I say? I was resourceful. I was a smart kid.
I'll not respond to that.
I was a smart kid.
There's another word that goes in between smart and kid.
Yes, I was that too. Okay, so we have finished mascara, top and bottom. We've finished the eyes. I think she's looking very beautiful and natural and nothing too crazy. I might add a tiny bit more on the bottom outer corner of that dark liner just for added benefits. And then we're gonna throw on a little bit of a lip and she is done pretty quick. So for the outer corners of her eyes have a little bit less lashes. So I'm just taking that matte dark brown and filling them in just to make sure that it's all cohesive. And then for your lips, I'm actually going to blot off the balm that we have on. So my mom has teeny tiny little lips. Itsy bitsy bitsy. I did just give her some collagen lip to start using, so hopefully they will plump up a little bit more. But because she has teeny tiny little lips, it is important not to do any too crazy of a color. She definitely wants color, but we usually tend to stick more towards actual lip colors. And I'm gonna give her a little extra oomph today. So it might feel like I'm drawing out of the lines. I won't make you look crazy. But this one is a nice plummy lip color. This one is by Buxom and it's called Hush Hush. And with small lips, you can even add a little bit of gloss if you want to the center just to make them look a little bit fuller. I am not gonna do gloss on my mom just because I know you don't love gloss. And then, yep, just like that. No, together, just like that. I'm gonna add even more on the bottom, just in the center. So my mom has very petite lips, very thin, which some people may have. So you just wanna add volume to natural spots and you want it to look really natural, so. Okay, so we have finished up the look. We did a little bit of lip. I made her lips bigger than she's ever seen them, but I still think they look good. You're probably just not used to them. I haven't showed you yet.
No, I'm not used to them.
Yeah, but it's okay. So I did it naturally and I think it looks good. So we're gonna stick with it. Okay, so just to recap, on mature skin, you always wanna use a primer, make sure everything stays. I did a lighter color on her lid to really open up that eye area. Then I used a more neutral kind of blush tone, mauve-y rose, dusty rose, on the outer part of the lid, brought it into the crease area, but kind of just more generalized, not really like tugging on the crease or creating a lot of cut crease or anything like that. So on that outside area, we did use a transition color to kind of blend and make that dusty rose look a little bit more neutral. Took a matte, kind of charcoaly brown, like deeper chocolatey charcoal on the outer part of the lid to create separation between the lid and the crease. We did a brown liner in between the lashes, tight lining that top lash line, shimmery liner underneath, as well as a little bit more of that matte liner on the outer corners, and mascara. And then we finished off with kind of a plummy lip, and I did make her lips look a little bit bigger. She can add a tiny bit of gloss if she wants to create more illusion of making those lips look bigger, but I know my mom does not like gloss, so we're gonna stick with what we do, what I already did. And she is done. This is a beautiful, kind of more than her every day, but you could definitely do this every day, or if she still works, she doesn't, she's retired now. But if you still went to work, you could do this, or if you're going to an event. We have a wedding this summer, so maybe I'll do her makeup like this for the wedding.
That would be lovely.
Yes. Well, thank you for being here, Mom. This was so much fun. And I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you go home and try this look on either yourself if you are of this age generation, that mature client, or if you have a mature client, try to use some of my tips and let me know how it goes. Thanks again for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below what you want to see next. All of the products used in my video are also linked below. And if you want to see more, follow me anywhere at Jill Powell Glam. Thanks again.